Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the Legit Boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. If you're watching us on YouTube and you want to know whenever Going In Raw episodes go live, just hit that subscribe button, a little notify bell next to it, and theoretically you should get emails sent to you whenever we go live. We're also available wherever podcasts can be found in the audio realm.
Yeah.
If you prefer to listen to us so you don't have to see these ugly mugs.
Yeah, we're not handsome men.
We're everywhere. We're everywhere podcasts can be found. Leave us a rating, review, or comment there. It's a great, free, easy way to support Going In Raw.
Yeah.
We're also on the Patreon at patreon.com/Stephen Larson's last day of the month.
It is.
Tomorrow's the first of the month.
Yeah.
Which means that get your $20 in to get your Friendo Care package. You get a comic, stickers, poster, postcard, and a bunch of it's autographed by us.
Yeah.
The comic book's great, though. I'm very happy with it.
It's the story that can only be told within the pages of the comic
Look at
book.
this. I'll give you guys a bit of a spoiler. Look. Woo, it's full color, 40 pages, all good stuff. Look, you even get...
No way.
You even get, like...
There's no way.
There's, like, a little page where you can color Larson's face with crayons, and then on the other side, you can just do the same thing with my face.
Steve, no way Hollywood could ever find enough money to make that movie.
They need the budget of 5 Endgames.
Oh, yeah.
In order
and that's
to
just
do
to get
that.
the first hour done.
Exactly. So anyways, today's the last day of the month, so make sure you get your Patreon pledge in.
Yes.
Soon, I think we got some new patrons.
Oh, cool.
So I'll go ahead and then and list off those new patrons.
Yes, please.
Also, I want to give a shout out to everybody who visited friendoworkshop.com.
Oh, yeah.
It's my new side gig.
How did day one go?
Day one so far, well, the first couple hours were really, really good. I woke up, I set the videos to go live, my announcement videos to go live at 5 a.m. Pacific this morning. And I woke up and I had a bunch of notifications from Big Cartel.
Cool.
So thanks to everybody who bought
cool.
something from the Friendo Workshop.
Good.
Go to friendoworkshop.com. It's my new side gig. I got the comic that I did after video with Big Jeff.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fragile Prophet. That's there available. You get like a little sketch if you get it. It's cool stuff. So check it out. I got some new patrons here. Let's see here. This is going back to last week. Ty B. Richardson, Matt Fleet TNT Extreme. That's a really cool name.
Yeah,
I don't know what it means, but Matt Fleet TNT Extreme. That's like the most 2000s name ever. Arto Hitala. I'm going to try that name again. Arto Hitala. I hope I pronounced that right. Big Dog Fanboy and Tannerita.
You know, I didn't think about this. Gamers X here in chat says, "Is it just me or did Robert Roode not show up on Raw last night?"
Yeah, no, I know. I was thinking about
the
that
breakdown,
today.
and he wasn't on the show.
Even wait, the breakdown. What?
He was in the Raw preview on .com yesterday.
Oh yeah, but they don't know what's going on. We've firmly established that they have no clue what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. What if they did a weird thing where he showed up where he's on SmackDown now? SmackDown's lacking in good heels. Like, there's just the superstar shakeup just has these aftershocks.
Yeah, I know.
These little tremors that happen after the fact.
Yeah.
Oh, Rude's now over there.
It's not a 2-day affair. It's an ongoing situation.
It's like, well, we want Gable over there and we want Rude over there. How do we do that?
But we want to make it seem like they're still a tag team.
Right.
So we'll put one over there, wait about a week or two, and then the other one.
And we'll have the other guy just do a mustache and change his name and act a little bit different, maybe. And then we'll just send more to SmackDown. I'd be totally cool with Rude on SmackDown. He'd have a much better opportunity there.
Yeah, because the Raw creative, it's just not good. It's not good. Let's just get right into it.
Ooh, oh no.
It's dramatically inert.
Yeah.
You know, you have Money in the Bank, the unofficial 5th major pay-per-view of the year. Yeah. And you install any degree of drama into who's going to be the participants? No. You just announce them and you have them all either in the ring in the case of the men's match or on the stage in the case of the women's match, just awkwardly talking trash to one another.
Yeah. You know what they should have done? Instead of Alexa Bliss naming them one by one, they also should have come out in their like together entrance with like the Raw theme, whatever that is now, Papa Roach, I guess, playing in the background. They like all just walk out together. Here's your Money in the Bank participants.
Like, why not have some sort of qualifying matches? Have something people have to fight their way in.
Yeah, so they had that awkward talking segment at the head, and then they had a tag match. They could have used that time to have had a couple of qualifiers. I mean, Robert Roode wasn't even on Raw. What a great way to, let Ricochet pick up his win against Robert Roode to justify him being in Money in the Bank because he lost last week against Robert Roode.
Because now we see this announcement. We see Drew, Baron, Braun, and Ricochet. Ricochet's in that match because they got some crazy spot planned.
I know.
You know he's got, unfortunately, zero chance of winning. But they want to have him do a crazy spot to wow the crowd. And basically, sadly, the only reason he's in the match.
Yeah.
We got, actually, we weren't that far off on those. Alexa's in it.
I had Alexa. Sasha, that's funny.
But then who do you have next to Sasha?
Ruby Riott.
Oh, yeah.
She's
We got that one right.
And Dana Brooke.
Yeah,
I figured Dana Brooke. We called Dana because she had a win on Main Event.
And on the men's side, we have
Baron, Drew, and then I had Braun, but I erased him. But no, I think I underlined him after I erased him.
Yeah, Braun,
because I figured that and I forgot they're doing.
I had no idea they were doing 8. I didn't know. I thought it was 6 as usual.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's just in the whole episode. Anytime there was more than one person talking, basically, it was just awkward. The scripting was awkward and generic, and lacked any sort of real personality.
The only person that really shined through any of these segments was Alexa Bliss.
I thought Lacey Evans did a decent job on her promo.
Oh no, I just meant the Money in the Bank stuff. I was about to mention she did a really good job. I thought that the Miz stuff with Shane was good.
Yeah, but that usually is.
Yeah. Firefly Funhouse was. I don't know. I don't want to crap all over it. I just thought that it was a bit much. Like there's no subtlety now.
Yeah, I thought they should have either done the word of the day or the painting, but not both.
Or set up. I thought they could have set up the word of the day as being something fairly innocent, and then a couple weeks from now have it's like
totally.
It's like oh, today's word of the day is pineapple or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks from now, it's sociopath.
Yeah.
You build to it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I thought the main event segment was okay, although the crowd seemed dead for that. The crowd was hot through most of it.
Yeah.
And then this contract signing was.
Here's this issue with this contract signing because both. I think at least Seth, maybe AJ too, have spoken extensively about their past. I know Seth told a story once where he wrestled AJ like years ago when Seth was still doing like pre-Ring of Honor days.
Yeah,
he wrestled AJ, and afterwards I think AJ went and bought him some food. And I think Seth talked about how that's something that he's kind of paid it forward on as he's gotten become more of a veteran.
Did they go to Waffle House?
I don't know where. So like last night, AJ was like, yeah, Seth, I've known you for a while. I like you. I think you're a good dude. But he didn't talk about how at one point after match he called Seth when he was 19 the future of the industry. Like there's nothing really personal. You know
who could have probably contributed this given what we've seen with his promos when it comes to like his client, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's really good at whenever he's in there with somebody who he has some sort of personal relationship with, like Roman Reigns, like all the stuff with the Samoan family and stuff is really, really good. And I feel like you're right. I think there could have been some real personal stuff.
Because if AJ had said, what was it, probably like 15 years ago, I stood across from you in the ring and called you the future of this business. Yeah, I still believe that, but it's not time for the future yet.
They're so selective when they want to go to like other companies' past.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they're going to be worried. Oh, then people are going to look up Ring of Honor stuff. But then they show Ring of Honor footage sometimes.
I know.
It's so all over the map with what they're willing to do. And then because even Michael Cole said this is the first time they're facing off in WWE. He clarifies it because obviously they fought in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
But I mean, not everybody in the WWE universe knows that, so they could easily try to retcon history.
Yeah.
They've done that tons of times.
Oh yes.
So no, I'm with you. The community poll. I put up a community poll on our YouTube account. Our YouTube channel, rather, and it was very it was 40% of you felt it was. This is after 1,500 votes. 40% was in between. Thought there was some good and some bad. Nays came in with almost 20%. Yays were 12%. Don't plan to watch was almost at 20%, and plan to watch later was at 11%. So it's a very mixed bag, but most people thought that it was okay. Yeah. Here's the thing. I firmly believe that tonight on SmackDown, I would be stunned if we didn't have, I mean, four matches is a lot, and then 4 on the women's side too. So I don't know if we'll have a qualifier, but I would be surprised if they just straight up announced them. Maybe they will.
Be shocked. But there's still 3 weeks, you know. And if the qualifying matches, you have opponents who have a built-in story, kind of, or set up so everybody that's in the match has kind of built-in stories.
Yeah.
Then it's entirely it's not like you need a ton of build for Money in the Bank.
So this doesn't in our SmackDown preview, which we'll get to at the later on after the recap. It doesn't clarify how they're going to be determined. It just says who's going to be joining them. I would just be like, SmackDown's usually really good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if we had some sort of match to determine that. But there's a lot of people involved. So I mean, yeah, it'd be totally cool if they said, hey, tonight we're going to start qualifiers for Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
and
have half
them
of them this week, half of them next week.
Yeah, I know. That would be
build
cool.
2 whole episodes of SmackDown around who's going to be in Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And actually make it seem really important.
Yeah, because otherwise there is just not a lot. I mean, this entire episode of Raw could have been built around, qualifiers,
getting in Money in the
who's
Bank,
getting
yeah.
in, yeah,
And make that an actual story.
and then you get more people on the show
instead of a bunch of tag matches.
Anyways, let's kick it off. Moment of Bliss started things off where she and Alexa Bliss came down and announced the 4 participants from Raw in Money in the Bank, and of course it was the usual suspects, and then Ricochet. It was Braun, Drew, and Baron, and also Ricochet. I was happy to see him. I was very happy that my prediction that he would be a player on Main Event was incorrect. I'm very happy about that. But again, like we sort of said, I mean, Baron, Drew, Braun, they all have really good reasons to be there. Mm-hmm. Ricochet, he's 0-1 since the shakeup.
Yeah.
I don't really know why he's there in kayfabe, like what he did to justify it.
Yeah.
It's funny, ever since like Cody brought up the idea of wins and losses are going to matter, I think it's put that front and center in a lot of people's minds, a lot of wressling fans' minds. Like, yeah, wins and losses really kind of should matter to some degree.
They really should
matter. I mean, even the WWE has had there's no rhyme or reason as to whether when we're going to get a number 1 contender match, who's going to fight for this. I mean, actually, just last week we had 2 triple threats for the number 1 contender. That's great. That's awesome. That's how it should be.
People should earn their spots.
Yeah.
In these high-profile matches, exactly.
I'm very happy that Ricochet's in the match.
Yeah, me too. He'll have a strong showing, but it's just a situation where all right, that's one guy that has basically a 2% botch chance of winning. He's in the match to add a dimension to it that, at least based on the Raw competitors, they can't add, namely jumping off a ladder.
Yeah, Alex C. earlier in chat here mentioned that he's probably going to take the spot like he did in the North American, or maybe it was Karen, one of the two.
Be getting tossed around by all the larger guys, yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll do like a moonsault or something off the ladder
totally
or shooting star press.
I could totally see that.
Because it'd be awesome, be impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But you just know he's not going to win. So there was a bunch of pretty awkward trash talk between everybody. At least Ricochet kind of started it, and that was neat.
Yeah, I like that. He wasn't just sort of hovering in the background.
He was trying to take it to him.
And you know what? God bless him. Drew was doing his best to keep energy into it.
Yes.
It's just when they're talking over each other and then
it's the most generically scripted crap talk.
It goes back to 2 years ago when the participants were all sitting on very tall ladders, and that's how they kicked off the show. Mm-hmm. But back then you had like 3 of the best talkers, Dean, Kevin Owens, and Chris Jericho.
And I think Finn was up there too.
Finn was probably up there too. And so, when you have that level of promo up there, they can get away with that stuff. They can totally put those guys out there. They can figure it out.
Yeah.
Drew is really good. Baron is Baron. Ricochet is still sort of an untested waters in terms of improvising in WWE, because that's got to be a whole different beast. Yeah. And then who did I not mention? Braun. Oh, and then Braun, he's still not great. Shut up, hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's looking jacked though.
No, he looks great. He looks really good. I can't believe they would give it. See, he's the person I would actually give the to. If one person on the Raw side had a 2% botch of winning, I would probably give it to Baron. I'm sorry, to Braun at this point.
Yeah.
Because they're fresh off of just a really bad Money in the Bank run for him.
Oh, yeah.
You know, his was terrible.
No, I actually think both Ricochet and Braun have 2% botch chance. And the Baron's like 15,
the
and
only
then
thing,
Drew's
the
got
only
everything
thing
else.
that gives me pause, here's the only thing that gives me pause about giving Ricochet only a 2% botch chance. You're probably right. I probably wouldn't put him, I'd put him just above Braun probably in terms of, because if the report is that they want to make a star out of whoever wins it and make him into a big deal, then that's a great thing. That's the perfect way to do that is to maybe put it on Ricochet.
Yeah.
Maybe. If you want to make a star. Because Baron is so well established. Drew doesn't need it, although I think he's going to win it.
Yeah, he is going to win it.
If it's anybody on Raw, it's going to be Drew.
I mean, right now, I think he's going to be the odds-on favorite, period.
But he's a freaking star already.
Yeah.
So if it's true that the idea is to put the belt on somebody to try to make them into something.
I don't know if it was necessarily, I can't remember the exact quote, to make them a star, is to make them look like a star.
Yeah.
And part of that is not just them winning the briefcase, it's how they are booked following their win.
Yeah.
And obviously that's culminating in a
And the
successful
briefcase
cash-in.
is never good on a face.
Doesn't typically work.
Doesn't work on a face.
No, it's got to be a heel.
Let's go back. When is it?
I mean, Braun was a face when he won it.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Has a face ever won it and it was good?
Well, here's the thing. You know how to make it good?
RVD. RVD is the one time.
You know how to make it good for when a face wins it?
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's essentially what RVD did. It was his WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It was one night stand, and that's why it was so brilliant.
And that's all they got to do. As soon as they win that briefcase, get on the mic and say, "All right, main event WrestleMania, me right now."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just write it in. Write it in.
Yeah, I don't think some people in chat are saying Andrade. I don't think Andrade's he's not even gonna be in the match. I think he's gonna have an IC
he's gonna have
title
an
match.
Intercontinental title match against Finn. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think Drew is got to be the odds-on favorite. Right
Dolph. Now. Good point. Dolph was a face when he cashed in on Alberto. Wasn't he?
No.
Really?
No.
Was he back?
Del Rio was the face because he was out of the program with Jack Swagger, who was the heel. And they did a double turn when Alberto kept on kicking Dolph in the head.
Oh, yeah.
Dolph was a heel.
So then you do a double turn, and it's weird. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well done. Way to school chat. Anyways,
after at the conclusion of this segment, Braun says, "Hey, let's have a tag match. Myself and Ricochet taking on you, Drew and Baron."
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And it was fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It was basically without any real consequence.
I mean, I know. I like sitting there being like, if it was Robert Roode and Ricochet in a match for that spot,
then you're telling the story.
I would be sitting there thinking, who's going to get this?
Yeah.
Because they just rebranded Rob Roode.
Yeah.
And Ricochet is newly single and he's hot.
Yeah.
Who's going to get it? I'm sitting there wondering, I could give two craps about this tag match. What does it matter? Well, it doesn't matter.
The whole purpose of this tag match was just to build upon the story that Drew and Baron are kind of not getting along now.
I do appreciate that Drew's new thing seems to be, whether it's on camera or off camera, just leaving matches. Yeah. Because once he saw the writing on the wall towards the end, and look, there was a lot of fun stuff in this match because these guys are good. Once he saw the writing on the wall, he just got off the apron and just walked away. Didn't even look back at Baron. He just walked away.
Well, here's the thing: is you got two heels. You got Baron and Drew, who have off and on worked together. Last week we saw Baron turn on and screw Drew out of a win.
Yeah.
Do we really need it? And that was addressed during the promo bit. Mm-hmm. Do we really need to address that during this tag match? Yeah. And build the whole story of the match around that one bit where Drew just punches Baron because Baron tagged himself in when Drew was about to win? Yeah. Is that how is that really going to have any real bearing on the Money in the Bank ladder match? Yeah. Beyond, oh, wow, look, Drew's going to pull Baron off or screw him out of getting the briefcase so Drew can win himself. Mm-hmm. They're heels. Yeah. They should be duplicitous. Yeah. Yeah. They should stab each other in the back. I don't care. I know what I mean. It really has no significant bearing on Money in the Bank. I want to have an interesting story going into the match between all the competitors. Yeah. And just because these two guys just kind of don't get along anymore, that's not surprising. There's nothing really interesting there. Yeah. As much as I like Drew could elevate mediocre or bad material to, so it's actually good. Mm-hmm. But it shouldn't have to be that way.
Yeah. Why were the Usos singing along with their theme?
I don't know. I hope that's not their new thing.
It felt like a callback to when they were in the bright colors.
Here's the thing. They came out, they got to the ring, the music stopped, and they stood around awkwardly for a moment. And then the music started again. They're like, oh, you guys weren't loud enough.
Yeah.
Like they tried to improvise a reason why the music had to play again.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping they didn't have to do that through the whole commercial break.
Yeah.
And I really hope that's not their Vince like, oh, you guys should, sing along to your song now.
I like it when R-Truth does it. You guys should do it too.
It's not good.
After that, we had
Usos taking on the Club. They're on Raw now. New beginning, fresh start, same result.
They got a little picture-in-picture. Boy, God bless Carl Anderson, because he doesn't do lose face.
No.
He does, I'm going to come out here and do a good job. Gallows, that man is checked out. They did that little picture-in-picture thing,
man.
and Carl Anderson was carrying the heavy load there.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's why we're always bulletproof. It was like really cool. It was like a good promo. But you just look at Gallows' eyes. Oh, man.
He's waiting until his day off, go back to his print shop.
Yep.
Get invested in some work he's really into at the moment.
Yeah.
Working at his wrestling school. Yeah, checked out.
Yeah.
I mean, as good as Carl Anderson was during that promo, I still got the sense that he's like, man, this is biding my time.
Oh, I don't know. I think he's still on the fence, man. I think he's on the fence. Because last night, say what you will about last night, it was tag heavy.
Yeah.
It was. There's
two matches from the actual tag division.
There's Ryder Hawkins versus the Revival,
and then this one.
There was Viking Raiders versus Lucha House Party
from the tag division. Sorry.
And then this was like Usos versus Club, but then also some Revival stuff mixed in.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the Usos get the win. I think it was like a super kick on Gallows,
stereo super kicks,
and then a splash
from Jimmy to Doc Gallows.
Yeah,
and at least it wasn't like a 5-minute match. They gave it some time.
Mm-hmm. No, they did, and it was a really good match. Like Carl Anderson, man, he's a hell of a wrestler. Be cool if we got to see more of that.
And afterwards, the Usos grabbed the mic and said, all right, if you're squeamish, look away. Try not to puke in your mouth. And they go to a video they shot earlier in the day.
What was running through your head when they said that? Or had you spoiled it for yourself?
Well, I saw something about shaving the back, but I didn't know the context or who was involved in it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I knew it was going to involve
poop, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I knew it was going to involve bathroom antics, but I was just sort of disappointed with this. Is fairly tame.
Yeah, I don't understand why this is so humiliating. So they show a video on the Tron of the Usos sneaking into the showers, and there is Dash Wilder shaving Scott Dawson's back.
Yeah,
I don't see what the deal is about that.
They thought it was pretty funny. And then the Revival come out and they explain that,
Scott Dawson says, I am a man.
Yeah, I'm a man.
And that means I got a lot of hair.
I got hair. And then he's my best friend of 20 years. Is that confirmed?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll buy it. They seem like they got good chemistry. So
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, she shaves my back. And then the Usos are sort of laughing at them. So I don't know. It was kind of silly, but I don't know. I was like, this is stupid, but yeah. I'm not like offended by it. So
no, it's just as you said, it's stupid.
Yeah,
it's stupid. This is the nature of the feud between.
I'll put it this way. You know what?
Usos are going to try to humiliate the Revival because one guy's got some back hair.
I'm willing to go with this. I'm willing to say that this one might not have been all that funny, but if they do more of them, it could turn into funny. It could.
Nice.
Got an open mind.
Here's the thing. If they do the rule of threes where they do 3 of them, one of them might be funny.
WWE never understands the rule of 3. They always do like the rule of 6.
I know.
They always go 3 too far.
I know. So if they do 5 of them,
yeah, one might be funny.
One will be funny and one might be mildly amusing.
Yeah.
So it'll be like 1.5
yeah.
instances of funny amongst the 5 or 6.
It'll be funny if Dawson ever sort of breaks character and laughs a bit.
Now this is how they can maybe make it subtly kind of funny, is if because of this, Scott Dawson doesn't say anything, but he stops shaving his back, so week after week you see more back hair.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be good. That's subtle.
And they don't even really talk about it. It's just a subtle thing where like, well, I'm not going to give you an opportunity to humiliate me again.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to stop shaving my back. But they won't do that because they don't do subtle.
Mm-hmm. Although there was one part during the tag match with the Revival and Hawkins and what's the other guy? And Renee Young said something like, well, they're humiliated. They had that video of them in the shower. And Michael Cole said, they weren't in the shower. And Renee Young laughed and said, why were they wearing towels then? I don't know. It does seem like commentary's having a bit more fun.
Yeah. Next, Miz TV with Bob Lashley.
Lashley was talking in the third person.
Yeah, I guess that's his thing now. No Leo Rush to be found.
Yeah, confirmed. Leo Rush. Not maybe he's filming his new reality show.
Could be.
Is that a possibility?
Could be. Man of the hour. I thought Lashley did okay with the material, though.
I thought Lashley was really good.
fine.
And Miz is awesome.
Yeah, and of course, once Lashley starts talking trash about Potato Face Papa Miz.
Yeah, he got in on the baked potato face.
Yeah.
That was funny.
And then Miz attacks him. There's a brawl. Lashley leaves. During commercial break, of course, McMahon's set up this match.
Mm-hmm.
I like how the McMahons are kind of just the named anonymous Raw general manager at this point.
Yeah.
So
this was so good though. So they're fighting and Shane comes out. And at one point Shane flicks he points to the screen and baked potato face.
it's just a still of Potato Face Papa Miz up there.
See, that's funny.
It is funny.
That's good stuff.
It's like Miz Shane is the best feud going right now.
It is. It's funny. And I was disappointed because I was like, when I saw them in there, I was like, oh man, like I'm cool with Miz Lashley. That's whatever, if that's going to be the feud. But I was disappointed that it seemed Shane was over. But then he came back and he had more baked potato face.
Yeah, it was great.
So I was happy about that.
So you mentioned the potato face earlier on. Miz has the upper hand. Shane just comes out in the ramp, and that briefly distracts Miz. And then he sprints down the ramp, trying to distract Miz again. That doesn't work. And then Shane hops up on the apron. That's when he points to the Tron. Papa Miz picture shows up. Miz tries to punch Shane, but he misses. He turns around, eats a spear from Lashley. Lashley wins. As soon as the bell rings, Shane's in the ring, starts punching and kicking Miz. Miz eventually comes to, and then Lashley destroys Miz with a spine buster. My word.
Yeah.
And then Shane starts punching him some more, puts him in that kind of triangle chokehold type deal till he passes out. Gets a mic, talks some trash.
Mm-hmm.
Solid stuff.
Yeah, no, it was good stuff. He's call me I am the best in the world. And the crowd started chanting CM Punk, of course.
They do.
But no, I thought it was good, man. I'm really digging Shane. I think he's great.
Next, Viking Raiders versus Lucha House Party. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
So in this promo, Hands in a Row refer to each other by their kayfabe names.
Yeah, sure.
When are they going to forget? When someone going to slip up and say,
no, here's the thing. Never. You know why?
Because this is all pre-filmed, I know. At least these picture-in-picture ones are.
No. I'm not talking about that. They're also talking like Vikings. They're talking different.
But I know they are.
When you're that deep in character that you have to change the way you talk.
But they didn't have Scandinavian accents.
Yeah, but they're talking.
The cadence of their speech was different. Yes, I noticed that too.
When you're that deep into it, you're in character. You're not going to slip. If you're, what's your fictional name? Give yourself a fictional name.
Joey.
Okay. If I have to change the way I talk, I'm not going to slip in. I'm not going to say, "Oh, me and Joey are going to go to the ring." I don't know. I'm doing this with my hands. Me and Joey are going to go to the ring and do a lot of great things. I'm not going to say Larson, because that's your shoot name. Like, I'm in character. They're in character. So I don't think if they were just dudes, like and here's the thing, that's going to happen. Fast forward a year from now, they're going to be just dudes wearing jeans. That's going to happen because who doesn't want to hang with War Machine?
It should be the Viking Raiders motorcycle club.
Hanging with the Viking Raiders is going to be the thing.
Yeah.
And at that point, they will probably slip. They'll probably slip because they're not going to be talking like this.
I just thought this was the first time they actually had to refer to themselves by their new names.
Mm-hmm. No, they're all about it. They're like everyone on social media, like they are getting into it because they realize, I can't be messing up.
Yeah, I guess so.
They'll be good. They're professionals.
It's got to be awkward, though. Anyways, they come down the ring. Lucha House Party, their opponents for this match, attacking before the bell. Nonetheless,
didn't matter.
War Machine. They get the upper hand. Win with the Viking experience. They got to keep that name. They're not doing Fallout for their finish. It's that pop-up power slam.
They'll probably do. They'll probably do that for like the pay-per-views and stuff.
Maybe
like they don't need to do that for a Lucha House Party.
This is twice now they went with that one. And then Lince Dorado gets pulled into the ring after the match. He tries to get some offense in. Instead, he gets destroyed too. Next, moment of bliss. Alexa Bliss announces the women's.
I'm trying to think. The last
participants,
time they did their finish, their real finish.
I think they did it.
Did it look like
they did it in their debut? They did it. They did it to Hawkins or Ryder, who they pinned in that 8-man tag match.
When they didn't they hit Ricochet with it at Takeover?
Yeah, it looked like it rung his bell.
Yeah, maybe that was a thing.
But then they did in their debut.
Well, Vince is slow to catch up. I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with an explanation.
No, I thought that too. If they had him stop doing it, because it looked like Ricochet got his bell rung a little bit.
Could be. Moment of bliss. Yeah, like you said, she comes out. Now she's on the stage instead of in the ring like she was for the men. And she's on her full moment of bliss backdrop and everything. And then she announces the women's, the Raw side of the women's Money in the Bank participants. Natalia, she comes out first. She sits down.
And then Dana Brooke comes out next, talking about opportunity.
I worked so hard for my opportunity that everybody else gets an opportunity, but not Dana Brooke. No opportunities for Dana Brooke. No opportunities, George.
Yeah.
George. No opportunities, George.
And then Naomi comes out and says, I'm going to win my briefcase and get that title.
And nobody's going to handle all the glow. And then Alexa
Bliss, like, all right, you're ruining someone else's moment here.
Yeah, this is great.
Where they're going their announcement. And she says, the fourth competitor from Raw is going to be me.
Oh, man. I loved it. I thought it was great. Alexa Bliss is terrific.
And then Naomi says, why wait to Money in the Bank? I challenge you, Alexa, to a match. And Alexa says at first, no.
She's like, look what I'm wearing. I got business casual on.
No, she said, also, I don't really want to.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm not even wearing my own shoes. And then Naomi says, well, I can beat you with no shoes on.
I thought at that point they were going to have a barefoot match.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd have been cool.
And
Matt Riddle does it.
Yeah, it's true. Rusev used to do it. Naomi ended up just talking enough trash.
Jungle Boy.
Yes. Where Alexa finally relents and says, all right, we'll have the match.
Yeah.
Before the match happened, though, we got episode 2 of Firefly Funhouse.
So I like the premise of this, and I like some of this stuff. He's painting a picture of a burning house. Perhaps a throw to when Randy Orton burned his house down.
You mentioned that on Twitter, too.
Who did what?
Bray.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said Randy never apologized for that.
Okay. All right. And then he talked to...
Rambling Rabbit.
What was his name?
Rambling Rabbit.
Rambling Rabbit. Okay. Okay.
The rabbit we see in the graphic, but we hadn't met yet.
Okay.
And he's got like a pitched up... It seems like every character...
They're all voiced by Bray.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then as was Abby the Witch.
Yes.
Yeah. And
so it seems like Abby the Witch is like previous Bray Wyatt repressed.
Could be, yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
And then Bray says, she's a real sociopath.
Yeah.
And it says, hey, Rambling Rabbit, should that be the word of the day? Yes, sociopath. They spelled it. But yeah, it seems like they put the pedal to the metal a little too fast.
Again, I think it would have been like cooler if there was a build to getting to the word sociopath. But I thought it was fine. I thought it was a little too on the nose. There could have been a build, but I don't care. I'm just kind of curious how this is going to play out in the ring. I'm assuming we're going to have a couple more of these vignettes, and then he's just going to start coming out to the ring.
Yeah, maybe. It'd be interesting if his first feud is a guest on the show. Like that's how they instigate the feud, you know.
Well, you know what would be cool is if, I mean, here's how you make him kind of a big deal, and we both have the same thoughts about this. Chances are he's going to just land in the mid card again.
Yeah.
But they did, and I didn't see all of them. I only saw the one where Seth and Cesaro were watching it, but they did a live react with WWE stars. And Seth's reactions were great. He was like just flipping out. It was awesome. It'd be cool if like he showed up and challenged Seth like immediately for the Universal title. That'd be great. Give that damn Universal title to Bray, damn it. Have him take over.
Yes.
I don't know. Anyways, after that, we had that Naomi versus Alexa Bliss match, and by God, Alexa could not get those shoelaces to stop coming untied.
Yeah. I've got shoes like that where I'll take 3 steps and seem like the shoelaces come untied.
What's going on down there?
They made it. I mean, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but they involved it in the story of the match at the finish.
I know, and I really love that. That seemed like some really good improvisation there.
Yeah.
That was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss has been putting out these little thank yous and videos to Mike Quackenbush, who is a well-respected wrestling training guy.
Yeah.
He's still a wrestler also.
Yeah.
He's got like a book.
He's one of the founders of Chikara?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's been working with him at the Performance Center. And I really appreciate that, man. I like when people are putting in the work.
I mean, that one video she put up, she's doing some pretty cool
She's
stuff.
doing some really neat stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, Naomi, so like at one point, Naomi like pulled off her shoes inadvertently. And then
Alexa has him. She's complaining to the ref.
That's right.
The shoes aren't staying on.
Yeah.
And then she turns around. Naomi hits her with rear view, follows that with a split-legged moonsault for the win.
Mm-hmm. There was I showed this to you before we rolled. There was an awesome .com interview, exclusive backstage thing with Alexa Bliss where she was talking about her shoes. And it was very charming. And we're both like, man, it'd be great if they would let those things be on TV.
Yeah, God forbid they let their talents actually show some semblance. And
they also did
personality.
they also did like a Dana Brooke one, and she was still a bit on the awkward side, but she felt a lot looser and she felt
more genuine.
And it's like, man, if they just pull these people aside and shoot a quick video and then run it, you don't have the pressure.
With the mixed match challenge, that's always the thing with
it.
They would just let the camera roll, or like how many times when Kevin Owens was on his ascent, he would do a .com video, and you're like, God damn, this guy is amazing.
Yeah.
It's because there's no script.
I know.
They might be, all right, we're gonna do a thing about this, or with Alexa's case, let's do it. The shoes was kind of a thing. Let's do a video about the shoes,
and then run it. Just air it.
Just air it. And that's not. I mean, like at one point, Alexa kind of stumbled over her what she was trying to say, and she broke character for a moment. It's like, why am I looking at my shoes? But that shit's charming, man.
I know. People want to see that stuff.
That shit is charming. That's what people relate to.
It's dimension,
It's just it's infuriating. We get these same generic, boring promos and talking bits
when you know that
these people have real personalities.
They have a lot to offer.
Yeah,
I know. After that, we had a Ray and Dominic interview. They're sort of redoing the WrestleMania build. Thing.
Yeah, they're like, well, that match, maybe Ray was hurt, maybe not. Whatever. We're gonna call a mulligan on this and do this one over.
Right. Yeah, it was funny. Matthew from Botchamania posted up a picture of that was like a zoom in on Dominic's face, and he says, "Are we sure it wasn't Walter instead of Eddie, who was the actual father of Dominic?
Yeah.
Because Dom does have a bit of a resemblance to Walter."
That was hilarious.
Walter.
I'll fast forward a little bit. At the end of the Joe Ray match, Dominic comes out to the ramp and picks up Ray on his shoulders.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I think that Vince told him to go out there because when he like grabbed Ray like freaked out a little bit. He didn't know that he was gonna, and then he put him on his shoulders. So yeah, Ray got like this. Oh, that was later. That was later. Okay.
Before that, we got a Becky Lynch interview that was extended, but she always does good mic work.
People just
like Becky, and she does good work.
Yeah, exactly.
She calls out Lacey Evans. So Lacey Evans comes out.
Plank.
Yeah, she starts talking and says, I try to comport myself like a classy lady, but I'm tired of talking now. And then they just start brawling.
Yeah, I like that. It was a good brawl. It lasted a while. They kept on pulling apart, and they kept on going at it.
Here's the thing about Lacey Evans. I feel like she's right at the point where they can give her like kind of mediocre dialogue, and she knows her character so well that she can kind of imbue her personality as the Lacey Evans character into whatever they give her and make it work.
The cadence that she uses is also very beneficial to that. It's very conducive to taking crap dialogue and actually making it kind of acceptable.
Yeah.
It's like the Christopher Walken thing. If you can give Christopher Walken like the worst dialogue, and it sounds great because he just knows like his weird cadence.
Yeah, we'll make it interesting.
Yeah, we'll make it interesting,
even if it's not good dialogue. And I think Lacey Evans, granted, she doesn't have the bizarre cadence like Christopher Walken, but like I said, I think her character is she knows her character so well.
Yeah.
And so they brawl around ringside. You had a bunch of producers show up. You got Sanjay Dutt out there, Jamie Noble,
Fit Finlay
all out there trying to break it up. Good stuff.
Yeah, I liked it.
After that, we had a tag team title match. The champions, Ryder and Hawkins, taking on the Revival.
And then Ryder and Hawkins sneak another win.
Yep.
They are, as like the good guys, they're just booked so weak.
I know, because they won with like a crucifix pin.
Do they even have like a team finish?
No. We haven't seen it because they've won other matches by roll-up.
Right. They have no team finish. They've got no like unified name. They're not. Their gear isn't unified.
Did you see? I hadn't noticed it before, but in the background you saw their Titantron. So their names show up on each side, and then I think it's Hawkins' name just goes back and forth with the writer's name repeatedly.
I didn't notice that. That's great.
It's horrible.
That's amazing.
Horrible.
Dude, they were like, why were they were like more themed 10 years ago as the Major Brothers. Is that what they're called? The Major Brothers? Do that again. Just have them go back to that name and scheme.
I know.
Come on. I really like them too. Like, I think they could be a solid tag team. Just let them do tag stuff. It's just two thrown together guys who have some history.
Yeah, I know. And it's like there's not.
And what does it say for the Revival? They keep on getting these sneak losses.
I know. It makes them look weak.
It makes everybody look bad.
It makes everybody look bad. And you're trying to convince the Revival to stay?
Right, I know.
And I'm not saying wins equals them re-signing.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Just interesting stuff.
Here's
I
the
think
thing,
would be
though.
enough.
We did have, like, what do we say, three tag
division matches.
They're in something with the best, probably the best tag team in the company.
Yeah.
The Usos.
Yeah.
They didn't sign a 5-year, according to Ryan Satin, they did not sign.
Sean Ross Sapp.
Was it
Sean
Ross?
Ross?
It was. I'm sorry. Yeah. They did not sign.
A 5-year, $500,000 each.
5 years is a long time. 5 years is a long time.
Yep.
And especially nobody knows where any of these promotions are going to be in 5 years. New Japan might explode over here. All Elite might be a big thing over here. Who knows? Maybe even Enzo and Cass are going to lead Ring of Honor to the promised
To a renaissance, yes, I know.
Impact might end up on NBC. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
5 years is a long time,
is.
man. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
And, the thing is, like, they try to sweet talk you. They say, all right, we'll try to improve the tag division. It happens for a short term. You re-sign. And then, like, 6 months later, it's back to where it was.
I know.
Because this was really the first episode of Raw since they did the McMahon shakeup, where I felt like this is just the same thing as it was before. Granted, there might be slightly longer matches, but from a creative standpoint, there's just nothing interesting happening.
Well, it's obvious that the creative teams haven't changed.
They have changed. They have changed. Bruce Pritchard wasn't around when they said over prior to the McMahon shakeup. There's been a lot of turnover backstage.
Yeah, but we don't know. But here's the thing. I'm trying to come up with a decent analogy for this. I think that if there's how many writers, just speculate, how many writers do you think are
20.
on SmackDown?
I mean, there's probably 20 total.
20. Okay, let's say 10 and 10. So you change out what 20% of the writing stuff. You still have 80%.
I understand, but if you
still
got
there.
if
Here's how I know. I'm sorry, not to catch up. Here's how I know the writing teams haven't changed for the most part. Because SmackDown's still really good and Raw's still really crap.
Yeah, I know.
So the landscape has changed a bit. You have some things that are kind of cool. You've got Samoa Joe on Raw facing Rey Mysterio. You've got AJ Styles and Seth Rollins in a thing together. Now you've got Becky with both titles. That's some cool stuff. But the bottom line is, if the people who are, that freshness is only going to stick around so long.
No, I understand that.
Those writing teams are still going to be the same.
If the turnaround or upheaval is at the top of the writing staff, you would think their ideas potentially would carry more weight.
Something that that's why I think that, the Road Dogg thing. He's frustrated because Vince McMahon has taken whatever good ideas he might have and just wholesale changing them. I don't know if this is a thing or not. This is something that was kind of interesting that Pritchard said on one of his podcasts fairly recently. I think it was which one was it? They were talking about the draft. Maybe
that was Backlash 2004.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Conrad asked him about the nature of the popular conception that Vince considers Raw the A show and SmackDown the B show. And Pritchard said, this was very interesting. He said, no. He said he doesn't. He looks at whatever's right in front of him, and he focuses on that. And if you think about it, he has so much more time, if that's true, to focus on Raw than he does on SmackDown. Because he literally has from Tuesday
He has 6 days. He's
got 6 days.
To focus on Raw and about 24 hours to focus exclusively on SmackDown.
He's got 12. I mean, Raw ends at 11 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
and then he's got to have things ready to go for SmackDown. Call time's probably 1 the next day, and he's probably writing up until 5. So he's got 18 hours to figure it out. And at that point, I would think it's much easier. Okay, what ideas do you have? Okay, I only have time literally to change the critical things that I really want changed.
Yeah.
Whereas Raw, I've got 6 days to be absorbing all these ideas
to nitpick
and really
every little
form
thing. Yeah.
what I want it to be.
Yeah, no, I thought that too. And I hope maybe that's one thing that will change. I mean, maybe for the worse when SmackDown moves to Friday. We'll he'll have more time to micromanage SmackDown. Maybe
less
time to micromanage Raw.
Maybe Raw will be a little bit better and SmackDown will be a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Maybe that's going to be the difference. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But SmackDown also have a fresh coat of paint, and it's also going to have Fox executives who can be looking really, really hard at those ratings.
I know. After that tag team title match, Ryder pinned Dawson after a pin combo. We got a Miz interview. And he says, it was cool beating Shane up all around MetLife Stadium, taking the action outside the ring, but we need to keep the action in the ring this time. Shane, I challenge you, steel cage match, Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Which he would later accept via Twitter. After that, another really long Sami Zayn promo. And it's like the stuff, I appreciate what he's trying to do with these. They just go on forever. I honestly could care less. And it's getting to the point now where they need to make it personal. This is like the one thing, because I was like, I was pretty much watching everything here. I was like into it. I was like, whatever. It's another episode of Raw. Once Sami Zayn shows up and he comes out and he like falls on the ground, like I get it. He's doing a bad guy thing. It's like the least interesting bad guy trope to me is just like the most basic element of being a bad guy is running down the crowd. And I mentioned this last week. And he's taking that one seed of an idea and then he's expanding it into PowerPoint presentations. Also, I said it's gotten to the point now, if it hasn't been there already, where it needs to be made personal, where someone needs to come out. Who the hell is going to come out? Who's going to do that? Like, I don't know. What is going to be? Can we just get to a stupid feud, please? I know. Because they should do a thing. They should do a Steve Blackman or a Santino thing, where a guy from the crowd, a hot new prospect. Yeah. Alan Cold is in the crowd. Yeah, I know. That's his new gimmick. Is just a fan. Of WWE. Adam Cole comes out of the crowd with the WWE shirt. No, I should make it the Quiz Master. Matthew Riddle. The Quiz Master. Bro. Let me quiz you on this. Keith Lee's out in the crowd. There you go. Maybe that's why he hasn't been on TV in a while. Yeah, bucket of popcorn right there. He's got his son, like they give him like a son. Yeah. Because he kind of looks like a dad. Yeah. He has a son. Wait here, son. Yeah. He will not offend you any longer. Yeah. For I am limitless. You look around, Sammy, and all you see is limits. That's good. Having Keith Lee as an angry dad in the crowd. I work too hard every week. For you to come out here, I paid good money for these seats for you to come out here and badmouth me and all these people out here. It took me several paychecks to save the money. Spend their hard-earned money buying these tickets. You wouldn't have a job. You wouldn't be able to afford all your high-priced vacations across the world. Right. Vacations that the working man can't take. Yeah. Appreciate that, Sammy. Yeah. I've been wanting to take him to Disneyland for years now. But they keep raising the prices. The family can't afford a trip to Disneyland anymore. Do you know how much it costs to go to Disneyland and California Adventure? That's a 2-day park hopper. $250 per ticket. That's true. It's so expensive. It's ridiculously expensive. It's so expensive. That's not even taking into account lodging or food. That's a really good idea for a first feud, though. A disgruntled dad who has to save every penny he has just to take his kid out for a night at Monday Night Raw, and then this idiot comes out and starts saying that you're entitled to this and that. Right. It's like, Sammy, I worked my ass off. Yeah. To buy these seats. That's good. And you're going to come out here and badmouth me? My job as mechanic. Here's Spirit Bomb for you, Sami Zayn. I'm going to pounce you out of the ring. Oh, that's terrific. See, we just booked a better storyline than they will with any of this Sami Zayn stuff. Exactly. Oh, that's great. Last match of the night was Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Joe had a promo. Mm-hmm. A rare stumble for a Joe promo, too. at the very end.
Oh, did he? What did
he
he
just stumbled slightly.
Oh, okay.
It was like he was referencing WrestleMania, and he started saying WrestleMania before he had the two words that preceding.
Oh, okay, all right.
It was brief, and he recovered fine.
He's probably
usually he's money and super smooth the whole time.
Yeah.
Decent enough match.
People are saying that my Keith Lee is Aleister Black. No, Aleister
No,
Black.
it is a little Aleister Black.
Aleister Black is like this. There's more choking in my...
Did you watch the commercial for Ride Along where he and Ricochet get pulled over?
Yes. Hello, officer.
Good evening, Mr. Officer.
Good evening, Mr. Officer. What's your name, John? Is it John?
I wasn't speeding, John.
I wasn't speeding, John. I was doing many miles per hour. Too fast.
Anyways, the match, Joe blocks a 619. He goes for a Coquina Clutch, and the Ray escapes. And then Ray reverses an Uranagi into a roll-up and pins Joe, even though Joe could easily have just reached out and grabbed the rope.
Yeah.
And it was like the ref was even slow.
Awareness.
The ref was even slow getting down there for the count.
Ring awareness.
He could have just done this.
Yeah.
He didn't have to extend his arm. He just could have barely grabbed out to it.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. And then Dominic, as I mentioned, comes out and celebrates with Ray on the stage, puts him on his shoulders.
It'd been cool if we gave him, then he lifts his leg up.
One-winged angel.
Bang. Be awesome.
And then the main event segment, contract signing. AJ comes in the ring, then Seth. And then AJ referenced, hey, people have been saying that you're the next Seth, AJ Styles.
AJ really needs to get that good, square beard thing going. Because otherwise his face is kind of red. He's just old. You can't really see his eyebrows too well. And then you look over and they cut to Seth, and he looks like the definition of man.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know.
AJ's hair was all he was leaning back in the chair. He was sunken in the chair, and his hair was all up here and weird.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah. So AJ was referencing that people have been saying that Seth could be the next AJ. He says you got all the ability. You're younger.
You're never gonna be me. You're never going to be AJ Styles. There's only one phenomenal one.
Yeah, and then Seth says, well, I take that as a compliment, but I never wanted to be the next AJ or the next anybody. I want to be the first Seth Rollins.
Yeah, man.
And so things start getting a little chippy. AJ signs the contract. Seth signs it. And then AJ just reaches out and grabs the Universal title, which is sitting on the table.
My title. Where's my title?
He holds it, looks at it, and eventually gives it back.
Good-looking title. It's red.
Yeah. Gives it back to, I'll have to wear my red gear when I get this title.
I'm going to wear my red gear.
And hands it back to Seth, offers his hand. Instead of shaking his hand, Seth holds the belt above him.
It's my title.
And then AJ punches Seth, attacks him. Seth turns the tables, hits the suicide dive on AJ. AJ gets on the apron, punches Seth, hits phenomenal forearm, sends him through a table.
Yeah. I thought it was a strong segment. That should have probably been the go home.
It was a fairly strong segment. However, I felt it could have been stronger if they made it even more personal.
Yeah, I agree, but it also should have been the go home because we got the spot that we want to see.
Yeah, no,
because
got 3
AJ's
more
not
weeks.
Going to win it.
No,
call it.
No. Let's do a SmackDown preview, Steve.
That's a great idea.
What will WWE champion Kofi Kingston have to say in an exclusive interview following Kevin Owens' shocking betrayal? Yeah, I know. WWE champion Kofi Kingston felt the burn of Kevin Owens' scorn when KO turned on both Kingston and Xavier Woods last Tuesday night. Owens' brief tenure as honorary New Day member, Big O, ended unceremoniously when KO attacked both Kingston and Woods, making it clear that his intentions were to take Kingston's WWE title. What will Kingston have to say as he gives his first exclusive interview since Owens' betrayal? Find out tonight on SmackDown Live.
Next, Becky Lynch and Bayley to square off for first time ever in WWE. Becky Lynch will face one of the toughest challenges of her entire career when she defends both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships at WWE Money in the Bank against Lacey Evans and Charlotte Flair, respectively. However, Becky Two Belts will have an even more pressing challenge as she faces off against Bayley on the blue brand for the first time ever in WWE tonight. I'm assuming they probably went mano a mano in NXT. Will Lynch be able to focus her attention on the hugger with such a daunting task approaching at WWE Money in the Bank? Or will Bayley be able to get the most monumental victory of her SmackDown Live tenure thus far by knocking the champ down a peg? No, Bayley's going to win at Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Which SmackDown Live superstars will compete in the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches after Monday night's Raw reveal which Team Red superstars will be in both the men and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches? The blue brand will round out both lineups tonight. On the men's side from Raw, Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin will enter the fray. Raw's entries in the women's ladder match include Naomi, Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and Dana Brooke. Which blue brand superstars will join them and get the chance to climb the ladder and reach for a guaranteed championship opportunity?
Finally, how will Roman Reigns deal with Shane McMahon and Elias? Last Tuesday, Roman Reigns thought he was heading into a fight with Shane McMahon, who is seeking payback for the big dog Superman punch on his fascia, Mr. McMahon. What Reigns walked into was a 2-on-1 ambush by Shane O'Mac and Elias. Riding high after leaving the big dog down, Elias issued a challenge to Reigns for WWE Money in the Bank. Though he was still reeling from the attack, Reigns did not hesitate to accept. As May 19 draws near, what will happen between Reigns and his rivals? Find out on Smackdown Live tonight at 8/7 Central on USA Network. That's good. It's going to be a good episode.
I hope so.
Put the poll up now.
Let's do some
20%
questions.
yay, 20% in between.
Dom L. Hashtag justice for Ruby.
Yeah, no Ruby Riot. And where was Robert Roode?
I know. Nick C. Thank you. C. Ross 22 says, today is my 22nd birthday. Well, happy birthday to you.
What were you doing on your 22nd birthday?
I have
Larson?
no idea. I don't remember. That was so long ago.
It was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Luis Marie, sing the Canellis theme as Undertaker, please. 'Cause it's the greatest love I've power of darkness.
Michelle, I love you, but not as much as my
The River Stygian.
Cody Miles here in Discord says, today is the 30-year anniversary of Rey Mysterio's debut match. What is your favorite Rey match, story, or moment? Well, I like when they put the custody of his child up for grabs in that ladder match. I also like Halloween Havoc 97.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was a classic match against Eddie Guerrero.
Locane, kind of late, but the TakeOver beat WrestleMania in the ratings. Like the VOD ratings, right?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I didn't check that week.
Robert Aquatic, thank you.
Armor Arcana, how much of a brain aneurysm did you get from the Sonic trailer?
I haven't watched it. I don't really care to. Ron,
Yeah, I don't. I watched some of it. I saw some Jim Carrey stuff. I'm a big Jim Carrey fan, and I'm glad that he sort of loosened. He's going back to something that's kind of fun and loosey goosey.
did you ever see that documentary on Man on the Moon?
No, man, I didn't want to.
You don't want to. You don't want to watch that.
I don't.
It comes off as so.
I feel like
self-indulgent.
I know a lot of people go through those phases. A lot of actors. I can't imagine what it's like, and I'm not excusing crap behavior because, from what I understand, it was just about crap behavior. It's about a guy who just is full of himself.
Watching Milos Forman go crazy, try to keep him in check.
That sounds horrible.
And actually try to make a movie.
That sounds terrible. But that being said, somebody who went from being like, he was never a top line stand up. I think he was a pretty well respected stand up, but he went straight to In Living Color. Where he just blew up, and then his movies were just in a very short period of time. That guy was making $20 million a movie. He was a massive star. I don't know what that does to a guy. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's excusing bad behavior on the set of a movie.
Yeah,
lots of people have had. I mean, Marlon Brando seemed like a nightmare to work with.
Oh yeah, Jim Carrey's not the only one.
Right.
No, I understand that, but part of it watching that, it was like, oh, here's an opportunity me, since I'm now in character all the time, to do whatever I want, and I can say, well, I'm in character all the time.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. That's awful.
I don't know.
But I'm glad that he's sort of, I don't know, going back to doing something really goofy.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sonic character, it looks silly, but I never cared about Sonic. I was never like a big fan. Bama might like it. That's all I care about. Yeah. It is a weird looking Sonic though. It just looks like they took a dude's face and put it on a weird like blue dog.
I know. Ron P. Brave's new shirt is the greatest thing ever. Nothing like copying and pasting an image.
So, like, the yellow one looks okay.
Yeah.
The
it's
newer
not just
one,
a logo of the show.
It's not just a square, like, iron-on.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Johann von Wolfhausen asks, next 3 Universal Champions and WWE Champions.
So, I'll say Drew.
Yeah.
So, Universal Champion, obviously. I'd say Drew wouldn't.
Wouldn't be surprised me if Drew and Miz are 2 of the next 3.
I would say it wouldn't surprise me if Drew and Baron were 2 of the next 3.
Oh, maybe.
That wouldn't surprise me. And then maybe they'll circle back around to AJ.
Maybe.
I could see that. I would love for it to be Miz.
I could see if he can keep the momentum going with this face turn after the Shane feud. Totally.
Yeah. But WWE champion. Well, Roman's got to be one of the next 3.
Yeah.
He's got to be one of the next 3.
I'm trying to think of the heel that's going to take it off Kofi.
I'll say Roman. I'll say Lars.
It's way too soon.
Yeah, it is, but they also don't really care about the WWE title. Roman, maybe Lars, because I think that's going to end up being a Roman Lars thing. Maybe even at Mania.
Ugh.
To go through what they like to hold off on Lars for, I think Vince probably really likes Lars.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not sure I have a whole lot of faith in Lars to deliver.
Yeah, I know. I like to say Andrade would be on that list, but
I would love for that too.
Mm-hmm. Austin Luff, watching with Puppy Luff, take some money. Welcome, Austin and Puppy Luff.
He also said that he got his chat trivia drawing, so I got to figure out what he actually received, if it was the right one or not.
Truth exposed. That's what Truth exposed me today.
It really it needs to be. It needs to be. We got to figure that one out.
Yes.
I'm going to go over to the Patreon and see what questions we have over there. $1 a month goes a long way with us here going in Raw on the Patreon, and you also got access to the recap QA thread.
Mm-hmm.
I check Discord. We do super chats, and then was that a new Leo Rush story?
Yeah, I think so.
Update.
That must be it's going to be our non-news today.
Awesome. I can't wait for that. Trying to get to the QA thread here. But Patreon, they made Patreon's so slow. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. Load more comments. Jay Sean Lawrence says, does Fox hate tag team wrestling? Is that what's going on with that?
Wait, what?
Because there was a lot of tag team wrestling on Raw with the club going over to... Yeah, but a couple people were saying that, but no, SmackDown still has... What does SmackDown have for tag team wrestling?
I mean, the New Day's still there.
Yeah, they're kind of on the shelf right now. Who are the champs right now?
Why drawing a blank on that?
Who's SmackDown champs?
It's not The-Bar. They're broken up.
Yeah, they're broken up.
Usos aren't there.
New Day, Usos.
The Usos aren't on SmackDown anymore.
Matt and Jeff are on the shelf.
They're
a tag team.
They're the champs, yeah.
They're the champs?
Yeah. They beat the Usos for the belts.
Just got the Hardys over there?
Hardys, yeah. Sandy's not there anymore. Yeah, that's weird.
What's going on with the SmackDown tag team division? Do they just roster superstars, champions? Okay, so Matt and Jeff. No.
I mean, the Clones are still on SmackDown.
Why am I drawing a blank right now? What other tag teams are on SmackDown?
Heavy Machinery.
Who are never on TV.
Oh, Nakamura and Rusev. They're a tag team.
Man, yeah.
Yeah,
there is not a lot going on.
Looks like we're going to get some new tag teams on SmackDown then.
I guess so. Man, get Zach Gibson and
Mustache Mountain, man.
Yeah, and Mustache Mountain. That'd be good.
That would be great.
Yeah, man. Apparently somebody at Fox not into it.
Well, that's a bummer.
Why isn't this something we noted last week?
Because the club didn't switch brands last week.
the club have been non-factors forever now.
I understand that, nonetheless.
The Singh brothers. Wow, yeah. Man. It's crazy,
man.
Jay Sean Lawrence just broke our brains, man.
Yeah.
Let's see here. According to Rich, the Smash Bro, he says Graves made a Ferrari comment when Baron tackled Ricochet.
Oh.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
He should make a human skull comment.
Yes.
He wants to collect that Money in the Bank briefcase like a human skull. That's weird.
That is weird.
I wouldn't be into that. Wouldn't be into it.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
Let's see here. This one got upvoted a lot from Rich the Smash Bro as well. Power rank top 5 wrestlers you would assist with shaving.
I mean, Damo's got a hairy back. It's
Yeah,
also very broad, so it'd take a while.
I mean, honestly, you want somebody who isn't hairy, because I don't really want to do that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not looking to do that. So like, I don't know, Finn. Get some good stories out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got any hair back there? No, you're good. All right, you're good. Not into it. Let's see here. Excellence of flexecution. Will Dana Brooke actually be in Money in the Bank, or will Sasha get inserted?
I hope Dana.
I'd be bummed out by that. I want to see Sasha in that. I want to see her. I want to see Dana Brooke in that match.
Me too.
I mean, what we need to do is get an intro from Dana Brooke and replace Sasha with Dana Brooke in the intro to this.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we got to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thank God Rob Roode is still on Raw for what we can understand.
Yeah.
Because he's in the intro still. Let's see here. James Fletcher asks, best and worst wrestlers merch. He says, also, I love Alistair, but his merch is bad. I actually really like it.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a lot.
I actually think his merch is pretty solid.
It is. And I think they put out a new shirt for Alistair recently.
I think of anybody in the main roster, Finn might have the best merch right now.
Yeah, that's not really saying much.
It's not, but his stuff is...
The New Day have decent merch.
Yeah, the New Day stuff's really good too, or can be really good. But Finn's stuff is generally kind of an outlier in that it's relatively understated.
Yeah.
Do they have shoes on there? Did I see that right?
Yeah. These look like Vans? Are these Vans?
It says Chalkline. I don't know what that is. Here, click on that.
They're just making their own shoes now?
Chalkline sneakers.
I mean, these look like Chucks.
Yeah.
Apparel. Let's see who has good merch. Yeah, T-shirts. Here we go. I really like this Ray one.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's a really good one. These homage shirts are
those are really
good.
cool. Yeah,
those are awesome. That's a good looking Balor shirt.
Yeah,
right
the
there,
Slayer inspired one.
Let's see here. Authentic shirts. Sure, why not? This Mustafa Ali has the Cultaholic logo on it.
Yeah, that's not bad though.
Yeah.
Oh, there's your favorite Iowa zone.
Just put a big potato right there. No, it's Idaho.
Yes, Idaho.
What does Iowa have then?
Corn, wheat. Walter's got a shirt.
Yeah, Ring General. No. Yeah, this is a lot of crap. I like this one. I know you hate that one.
I don't like the XT down there at the end. It's pointless.
See, I like this Alistair Black one.
Yeah,
that's a cool looking shirt right there.
That one's not
probably
bad.
the thickest shirt ever, though.
Oh yeah, here, scroll down. Or go back. Sorry.
Go back. Okay.
Like that Balor shirt's not bad.
Yeah, that's okay. They're getting kind of creative with it.
And it's relatively understated compared to most of them.
Mm-hmm. That's a decent Charlotte one. Yeah, there's a lot of bad shirts, man.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, look at that Harlem Heat one.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow, that's pretty neat. I might get that in tank top.
It's already on sale. It's $18.
Nice. How much is the tank top version? Let's see here. Tress30 seems to be echoing our point. Why on earth would Raw just come out and announce the entrance in the Money in the Bank match and then have 3 hours of matches with no real point? Why couldn't we fill last week and this week and even next week with matches that see the winners as participants?
Makes all the sense in the world. And have the awkward talking segment with all of them out there as the go home.
So good point. This is a good question, though. That being said, based on Raw's picks, who do you think the 4 will be for men's and women's on SmackDown?
Well, you want to reevaluate what we have? We got to add a 4th. We only had 3. So for the men, we had Lars, Mustafa Ali, and Aleister Black. And I still feel pretty good about all those.
And then, yeah, I do too. And then Uno Mas.
One moment, please.
I could totally see them bringing Robert Roode over. I don't think they're going to, but that'd be awesome if they did. Can't be Finn. He's in a match because he's Intercontinental Champion. Kevin Owens is going to have a match with Kofi Kingston. Xavier Woods is more of a tag guy with Big E, who's on the shelf right now.
What if they do this? What if they put Rowan in there, and the idea is that he wins Money in the Bank, gives it to Daniel Bryan?
I think as long as they're not sure about Daniel Bryan, I'll put it this way. If they were sure that Daniel Bryan is okay, he would be there.
Maybe Sheamus. He's not doing anything now. He's a solo guy.
He's injured.
He got a concussion. He should be fine by now.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Randy Orton.
That's a possibility.
That's a safe pick.
I think it'd be Randy Orton's probably the
Yeah,
best.
it's probably Randall.
Yeah.
You know, who do you have for the women wrestlers?
Carmella, Ember Moon, Bailey. We need one more.
One
I know there was
more.
somebody we were on the fence about. It's probably going to be whoever that person is.
Liv Morgan.
Yeah, Liv. Or, unless you take, let's see, keep Ember Moon, got to keep Carmella. Unless you ditch Carmella and put Sonya Deville and
Mandy Rose.
Yeah,
maybe. Still waiting to see how the
unless
women's tag match.
Yeah, unless
up.
they're solidly a tag team, in which case.
Because that's kind of been the picture they've been in of late.
And no, you know what's gonna be? Mickey James. Because they're a tag. Sonya Deville and
I
Mandy
don't know.
Rose.
I think Liv would probably get the opportunity over Mickey James.
Liv or Mickey James. I don't know how Liv's toe is gonna hold up.
I think your toe's fine, man.
Think so?
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's see here. Let's see if there's any other questions here. I didn't notice this. Greg Morris says it may just be me, but it seemed like when the Viking Raiders won, it took forever for the announcer to say their name. The winners, the Viking.
I thought that too. Like
Did
he
you?
was trying
Okay.
to remember if it was Raiders or Experience.
It's hard to get experience out of the head. Let's see here. Mondo Vulgare asks, Ruby Riot's not even a Money in the Bank, and they move Liv to SmackDown. Does this mean Ruby and Sarah are going to be in the tag division going forward? Or do they not just care about Ruby Riot? Yeah, they seem to not just care about Ruby Riot.
Seems to be the case, yes.
We sort of already answered that. Thayer Bada. Hey, by the way, happy birthday to Thayer Bada.
Oh, happy birthday.
I think it was yesterday. He said, should Randy Orton burn down the Firefly Funhouse? Yes, he should.
Oh, Bray's another person that can be, if he's on SmackDown, we don't know, could be inserted to the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah, maybe. But given that he's not going to win it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. If there's any others. This is okay, we'll end on this one. This is a great question.
Good question. Good.
I love this question. This is from Aminadab Garcia.
All right.
Becky told Lacey to make her a sandwich during the brawl. So what kind of sandwich should Lacey make for the man Becky Lynch? Man, so the other day Lacey...
Well, I can tell you what sandwich she did make for her.
A knuckle sandwich.
A knuckle sandwich.
That's the worst kind of sandwich right there.
It really is.
Not a fan of the knuckle sandwich.
Yes.
The other day, Lacey brought home some French dip making. Well, not really. Yeah, it got me a French dip. She had like sourdough, like flat sandwich bread. Usually French dip's on a roll.
Like a French roll, yeah.
Yeah. But in this case, she just had she had roast beef. She made some au jus, and she grilled it.
Yeah.
Oh,
sounds good,
right?
yeah.
But I had already eaten. And I'm fat boy, so I'm trying not to be fat boy. So she shows up with two sandwiches cut in half, right? And I'm like, hey, give me a bite of that. So she dips it, gives me, take a bite of it. Oh, it's amazing. It's so juicy, so good, right?
Yeah.
This is, I had to call her out on this. She didn't then just simply offer me one of the halves of sandwiches. She knows that I'm sitting there next to her. I'm like lusting over a sandwich, and I look over at her a couple times, and she no-sells me. She doesn't offer up a half of a sandwich. And then when she's done, I'm like, man, you didn't even offer me one of those. She was like, oh, do you want me to go make you one? I was like, no. I wanted one of yours because we're married, and you should know to ask, do you want this? I know that you want this. Why didn't? And she was like, they're just too good. I know how it is now. A new division, a new line in the sand.
So a wedge
between husband and wife.
There's a wedge now between you.
So I'm calling the wife out right now. Wow. She don't watch the show. She doesn't know.
Still, I can get back to her, man.
But if y'all want to tweet at her,
wow.
Why didn't you offer Steve part of a sandwich?
Why didn't you just ask?
No, it's because I'm not supposed to ask. She's supposed to know. Heel turn from the wife.
All these games, man.
telling. Anyways, what are we going to do today? We're going to figure out where drawings are supposed to go.
Yeah, that's going to be Truth Exposed today. The truth of whose chat trivia prizes have gone where.
Alex Eason.
That's something we need the bulletin board with the red string and all that.
Truth Exposed. I need to figure out why I married somebody who's not going to offer me half a damn sandwich. I shouldn't have to ask.
So, like, after you took that bite, what did you say?
Oh, dude, it was like orgasmic. I was like, man, that's so good.
So that's so good. I wish, man, it'd be great if I could if I had
See,
one of those.
that's too much. That's too much. She should just know.
I'm gonna tell you, man.
Man, that sandwich was so good, though.
No, I want
that
sandwich.
one bite.
I have more lentil pasta.
Holy
today.
moly!
I'm trying to eat more sensibly myself.
I'm trying, man. I'm
No,
trying.
we're both trying, man.
I'm trying. But then she shows up with freaking. Oh man.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Anyways, oh nice, perfect time to end the stream. We're at 666 people watching.
Nice.
Sign of the devil. Thanks so much for watching. Patrons, $5 and up.
Stay
YouTube
tuned.
channel members.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We've got Overrun coming up in just a bit.
We do.
Thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.